right, guys, video for a 2026 Ford Explorer, door panel, carrier plate, and actually door, but I'm going to sort of show you in reverse, and with that you won't figure anything out, or you won't have to figure anything out, you'll just be able to do it. So here's what we've got. Left rear door, so driver's rear door on a 26 Explorer. It has a carrier plate, which carries everything for inside the door, which means we've got glass. I've got it unplugged, so I'm going to show you how to power down. We'll show you the pins and everything, and let's get after it. So we'll start with what I had to do to take the door physically off of the car. You need to peel this back, right? This plugs into the B pillar. Your release is on top. It's that. So come in and push down, and that will let this roll outwards. Then your connectors, black and gray, match black and gray here. These sit inside of the B pillar. So I'm going to hook those back up. You would simply do the reverse to take them out. All right, so tech tip, when you're taking these boots off, this rubber will peel off of this plastic. Make sure you put that rubber back around the plastic before you go back in. Nearly impossible once it's in the car. Easy to do here. Make sure we're on the right side of this strike catch. Then we are going to plug in the gray, right? And then your release is just right here. So to take that out, push that in, pull this up. Same thing with your black one. And make sure they are latched before you put them back in. Then just slide it up here into the hole, and then you want to hear a positive click. Let's see if I can get the mic over there. Let you hear the click. Make sure that that's tight and the rubber's sealed around so you don't end up with any water leaks. Now, if you need to take this harness out of the door, right, you would start there. This boot pops in. Then this window track is actually in the way of there, which goes right here. So if you need to take that harness out, take the 10mm bolt off here, pull that out, and then you can pull your strap through. So next step is I'm going to put that 10mm on. And that is just part of the window track, is all that that is. Nice and snug. All right, then we've got wiring harness in here. This, because it needs to be out of the way of the window. These clips just clip onto the molding or the brace, just like that, right? So just a little metal clip. I have another video on my channel showing how to do these clips, but just boom, 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 that's on. Then we had this here. So a great tech tip when you're trying to figure out where things go, right? They will only go where they reach. So that goes there. These go on the carrier plate. I think all of those go on the carrier plate, actually. Now it's time for the carrier plate. So that means we're going to reattach the window, get it down in, get this all in here, get our wires all hooked up. All right, so this is your carrier plate. It carries your speaker, your window regulator, window track, everything that holds on. Some of the more complex ones carry the door handle and everything. This is actually kind of a simple carrier plate. Anyways, so this is outside of here. The wires are outside of here. This just goes straight on, and then these big white nuts, I think they're 13s, just twist lock into place. So we get that on, and then again, I think it is a 13. Yep. And it literally is just a twist. You're not tightening up a bolt, you're just locking them in place. And it's, you know, righty tighty, lefty loosey. There. So now that is all locked on and tight. So now we can start redoing our wiring. And again, to figure out where things go, they only go where they reach. So same clips as inside. Here we have got right to the regulator. It's got the red lock. So if you see red, those slide away and then the button pushes. So to put it back on, same thing, in, positive click, and then slide the lock in place. That way it won't come loose. Follow around, right? Holder here. If you're real worried about this, if this is like not what you do all the time, take some pictures. Then you can see exactly where everything goes. Boom, boom, boom. Then I believe this is our window switch holder. So that means that this one, right, so window switch means this one, and most of the time, like, these only go one place. So there's your speaker, positive lock. Again, take that out. Same thing. Push that in and pull this up. So this matches up to here. This matches up to here. This will go back through the door panel one more time. Then we're going up here. I think this is for a tweeter or something. Right onto here. Onto here. This may go onto the door panel. Actually, we'll figure that one out. So I got one more of these clips. Oh, never mind. It goes right there. So 2 plugs up here. I think that might be a light, like an LED in the door, and a tweeter, speakers in, window controls here. Now it's time to lock the window back in. So these 2 holes right here were covered up with tape. So there's your release there. You basically push that's in that circle, and that'll move that nub over. Same thing, and the glass lines up with these, has 2 holes in it that's going to come in and lock in. So I've got this taped up because there's nothing holding the glass in there. Let me give you another tech tip. I had another video on one of my channels, or one of my media channels. Anyways, when I want to hold the glass inside, take my little pump up wedge. I got this one at Home Depot, but they've got them all over the place. Now that's holding the glass in place. I can get rid of this tape. Now, make sure you hold the glass up. I'm gonna air this down. Let it come straight down on the track. And then you'll hear this click in. I'm gonna get real close with the mic. All right, here we go. That little snap you heard was the glass clicking into those holders. Now, to check it, pull up on the window, locked in, nice and tight. We'll put our tape back over these to seal these holes up. Like so. So, just a quick recap to where we're at now. Carrier plate, all these 13mm twist locks right there. Reroute our wiring. The clips only go where the clips fit. Speakers plugged in, window motors plugged in, window switch, I think tweeter and light. Plug is back in here. We're plugged back into the car. We're good to go. Time to grab the door panel. All right, here's the door panel. Here's the back. Standard clips to go around. Actually, it looks like I might have an extra one in there. I'm gonna have to pull that out. Our wiring connections are here is where the window wire is gonna go. There's our tweeter, and there's our LED light up here. And we have our cable, which will go into here and pull around and lock into there. Let me find this extra clip that's missing right here. All right, I had a clip in my clip system because that one clearly vaporized and disappeared. So we're gonna put that back onto here. Actually, I stand corrected. That one never had a clip. It's blocked off from the factory. So maybe for a different interior or something. So get to save that clip. All right, speaking from experience, make sure you don't forget to run this up through that hole. The door handle clip goes in from the end, or in from the top, and then pull it around, pull the wire through the hole, and then push in and it clicks. To take that out, I take needle nose and squeeze those two bumps, and then it will pull out, pull it around, and just, again, reverse what we were doing. All right, hook up our tweeter, hook up our light. Listening for those positive clicks. Oh, almost forgot. 1, pull that through. 2, because I took the glass out, I'd taken this weather strip off. Smooth side in, felt side out. And that just clicks down in, keeps the glass from bouncing around. To put this on, this has a little bit of a hook. That hook goes up into that piece. So we go in, down, on, right? We're hooking in. And then I like to just lean my head in and make sure that my clips are, for the most part, lining up. And then just work your way around. Give it a shake. It's nice and snug. Window holder just has pressure clips all around. So when I took this out, I started here with a pry tool and pried that up. Click this back in. Again, make sure you get that positive lock. All right, we've got 2 10mm bolts right here underneath the cup holder. Next up, 1 7mm. Right behind the door handle cover. Nice and snug. I'll show you those before we put the covers on. So there's your 7mm. There's your 2 10s. I'm going to put this back on. And again, that's just, we're going to need 2 hands to do it, but this, there we go. Oh, maybe I had that backwards. That's why it doesn't go under the cup holder. It goes under this handle. So this cup holder up front. So I did not start here to take it off. I started here because it's nice and easy. And then this just clicks back in. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. So pressure clip here, 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 and here. Pry tool to start right there, right? Just open it up. This is the pry tool I like to use on door panels. It's a Blue Point tool, BP or PBF T10, Superman's fingernail is what we call it here in the shop. So that is great. Now we've got this cover. Goes up here behind the handle. 3 pressure clips. Up and in. Make sure those are on. And to get that out, right, we just used a clip tool, pried that out, it pops right off. That's good. I always like to check. I know we hooked it up because you watched me do it, but I always like to check and make sure before I close the door that I have the side handle working. So I take a clip tool or a pick, latch it, open it up. It works. All right. Last but not least, 2 7mm black screws. So screw insert right up there. And these are just going into plastic, so make sure you don't over tighten. So here's the recap to remove that door handle or door panel. Open this, pull that panel, 7mm. Pry tool, pop this up. 2 10mm, 1 plug for your switch. 2 7mm down here. Then grab down low, pull to release those clips, work your way around, up and off. Then pull your cable out of here, unplug here, unplug your tweeter, unplug your light, and that is off. I also told you it was how to remove the door, right? So all of that, got the door if you're gonna gut it, unplug here, and then 10 millimeter for your catch. Be careful, this can scratch the panel. So what I like to do is put a plastic tool behind there or a towel. Once this is off, click this in, and then it's just two 10 millimeters right here. And there's one under there that I can't show you, that hold it onto a pin, and then the door picks straight up. All right, so hope that helps you figure out how to do this door panel or carrier plate or window or anything on a 2026 Explorer. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.